Fairy Tale, Recruiting Mirajane at the Start. Chapter 1. Kingdom of Fiori. Northwest Territories, Tank City. A dilapidated sorcerer guild, located in the very center of the city. Chairman Soluo, I am waiting to come forward to convey the council's instructions. If it is a week later, when the council inspectors arrive at your guild does not have more than 4 members who master magic, so you will be disqualified from the Wizards Guild. Looking at the few council members in white robes in front of them, Soluo sighed, his face full of helplessness. If disqualified from the Sorcerer's Guild, then he didn't even have the last place to stay. What a shame to the traveler. Soluo secretly smiled bitterly. Actually, Soluo is a traverser. Just half a day ago, he successfully traversed this fairy tale world and inherited a wizarding guild called Phenomenal. This was originally a good start. But unfortunately, this guild has no members anymore. Only he is the polished president. Most importantly, it is now possible to be disqualified from the Wizards Guild by the council. The minimum standard for the Wizards Guild is that there must be more than 4 wizards in the guild. Once below this standard, the council will disqualify the Wizards Guild. This is Soluo's situation at this moment. This makes him feel very helpless. If you give yourself more time, maybe you can try to reverse the situation. But a week's time is really too short. It has been detected that the host has become the leader of the Wizards Guild and is activating the strongest guild system. Ding! The system activation is complete. Just when Soluo felt depressed and regretful, a reminder sounded, making his face gradually brightened with joy. System. At the same time, a piece of information about the system also appeared in Soluo's mind. The strongest guild system is naturally related to the guild. As long as Soluo recruits members for the guild, he can get rewards from the system. And depending on the strength and potential of recruited members, the rewards will be increased. In addition, the strength of the guild members increases, the reputation of the guild increases, etc. There will be rewards issued by the system. In other words, as long as Soluo keeps developing the guild, he can continuously get rewards from the system. The current situation of the host is detected, and the newcomer guild gift package has been issued. Please check it in time for the host. Is there a newbie package? Open it up. Soluo's eyes lit up and he couldn't wait to say. Ding! Open the newcomer guild gift package. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the S-level wizard magic power, high-level magic ice and fire double dragon wave, and magic talent explorer, 1 time. In an instant, a terrifying magical power poured into Soluo's body. In addition, there is a special magic engraved into his mind. Does the magic power of the S-rank wizard have high-level magic? In this way, I can be considered to have a certain strength. But more importantly, Soluo's gaze turned to the iron ball in his hand. This thing is the magic talent detector. Although it is only a one-time item, for Soluo, the value is even higher than the first 2 rewards. Because of this thing, it can help him find people with magic talent in a short time. After all, not everyone can become a wizard. Magic talent is very important. As long as you find a few people with magical talents, recruit them into the guild, and help them quickly become wizards, then the council inspection in a week later, you can spend it safely. Without wasting time, Soluo quickly injected magic power into the magic talent detector. I saw the iron ball quickly unfolded and turned into a light curtain. What appeared on the light curtain was a map. The map has a range of at least 1 million kilometers and radiates to many areas outside Tank City. In these areas, there are spots of light of varying sizes. According to the notes of the magic talent detector, each light spot represents a person with magic talent. The size of the light spot represents the strength of magic talent. The larger the light spot, the stronger the talent, and vice versa. Soluo took a closer look. There were about hundreds of light spots within Tank City. It's just that these light spots are very small, even light and dark. This means that even if these people are recruited into the guild, it is difficult for them to achieve great results, and it is enough to become a real wizard. So Soluo didn't worry, but continued to look outside Tank City. Suddenly, his attention was attracted by an oversized light spot. This light spot is currently the largest existence on the light curtain. This means that within 1 million kilometers of the light curtain, the owner of this light spot is the strongest existence of magic talent. Not only that, there are 2 light spots next to this light spot. Although not as good as this biggest one, it is also much larger than the ordinary light spot. Seeing this, Soluo decisively put away the probe and ran out of the guild directly. Originally, he was holding a few talented people to join the guild. But if such a good seedling appeared nearby, of course, it was necessary to accept the opponent as soon as possible. Chapter 2. Sol Luo's calculations. In the forest near Tank, 3 small figures are slowly advancing. Sister, the city is ahead. Lisana, with a little mud on her face, couldn't help showing excitement when she looked at the outline of Tank City in the distance. Since leaving their hometown, they have been walking in the mountains and forests. They have suffered a lot along the way, and they have even been hunted down by Warcraft. Now that she finally came to the city where humans live, the young Lisana was naturally very happy. After all, she is just a little girl. The wild is still too dangerous for her. Especially those terrifying monsters made her extremely scared. It's just that compared to Lisana's joy at this time, Mirajane, who is called her sister, has a bit of fear hidden in her eyes. After being rejected and expelled by everyone in the village, she was afraid that she would be resisted again. That kind of indifference, hostility, as if looking at a monster, made Mirajane somewhat unacceptable. But deep in her heart, there is still such a trace of hope. Touching his right arm, that hideous black demon arm, Mirajane has a complicated expression. If it weren't for the arm to become this ghost, she will not be rejected by the villagers. I will never take my younger brother and sister away from home. I heard that the magician mastered many magical magics, which might help her arm return to normal. It is with this idea that Mirajane will take Lisana and Elfman across the mountains and forests to the human city. The other side. Sol Luo advancing at full speed, following the guidance of the magic talent detector, it didn't take long to arrive near the Mirajane trio. Having obtained the S-level magic power and high-level magic, he may be slightly inferior to the real S-level wizard, but it is not far behind, so the speed is also very fast. Looking at it from a distance, Sol Luo immediately recognized the 3 of Mirajane. Mirajane, Lisana, Elfman. All members of the future fairy tale guild. Among them, Mirajane has amazing talents, and he was successfully promoted to the S-level wizard at the age of 16. More importantly, it took only 4 years for her to become an S-level wizard from becoming a wizard. This kind of talent is enough to slap more than 90% of the wizards in the fairy tale world. Had it not been for the Beastmaster incident, it would have been abandoned for 2 years and sealed for 7 years. In the future, let alone the Saints' 10 great wizards, it is possible that some members of the Saints' 12 shields will not be able to beat her single-handedly. The talents of Lisana and Elfman, although not as good as Mirajane, are also much better than ordinary wizards. Seeing the trio, Sol Luo was also a little surprised. But apart from the accident, it is the determination to recruit them successfully. Whether it is for the future development of the guild or system rewards, Sol Luo does not want to let them go. But, how do you let them join the Phoenix Guild? Sol Luo couldn't help but fall into contemplation. Although he knew how to solve Mirajane's arm problem. But appearing like this will only arouse the vigilance and suspicion of Mirajane and the others. Thinking in his mind, Sol Luo suddenly changed his expression and turned to look to his right side. I saw a giant tiger rippling with magical power, resting about 1,000 kilometers away from his location. Although the magic fluctuations on this giant tiger are not too alarming, they are not comparable to ordinary monsters. Feeling the wave of magical power, Sol Luo suddenly had an idea in his mind. The S-level magic power he obtained from the system is not only magic power, but also various methods and small methods of magic power. The magic power in the body began to surge, and a coercive force belonging to the S-rank magician quietly pressed against the giant tiger. Roar! The giant tiger let out a low growl, and his whole body directly fell on the ground, shivering. It is scared. Warcraft's keen perception ability makes it aware of an unprecedented sense of crisis. It seems to die at any time. It wants to flee, but does not know where to flee. It seems that every direction is very dangerous. At this moment, Sol Luo's momentum changed. The terrifying coercion that enveloped the giant tiger's body suddenly let go. For the giant tiger with a low IQ, it is in desperation that a way out has appeared. Without any hesitation, following instinctive guidance, it quickly left that direction. And that direction is where the 3 of Mirajane are located. Wait a moment. As if perceiving something, Mirajane stopped in the jungle. Although Lisana and Elfman were a little confused, they stopped obediently. Since leaving the village, they have been safe and sound all the way, all relying on Mirajane. It seems that after receiving the soul of Satan, Mirajane's perception of danger has become more acute. It is precisely because of this that the three of them are wandering away to avoid many dangers in advance. Wow! Shortly after stopping, a slight voice came from the vegetation beside him. Haven't waited for Mirajane to say anything. The next moment, a giant tiger swooped out. Roar! The young listener and Elfman were directly frightened. Only Mirajane subconsciously stood in front of his younger siblings. But even if it was her, there was also a panic that could not be concealed on her face. Because compared to Listener and Elfman who don't know anything, Mirajane knows more about how dangerous the giant tiger is. This is a monster. Although they had encountered beasts after leaving the village, none of them made Mirajane feel so suffocated. This monster is very strong. Taking a deep breath, Mirajane suppressed the fear in her heart, raised the demon's arm, and launched the attack first. The younger brother and sister are still behind, so she can't go back. However, courage can't make up the gap in strength. Mirajane, who hadn't mastered receiving magic, couldn't exert the power of Satan's soul at all, and was knocked over by a single claw. Roar! The oppressive roar sounded again. The giant tiger at this time has long lost the panic and fear before. Instead, his face was full of excitement. Because it has already felt that the sense of crisis that suffocated it before has completely disappeared. Not only that, there are 3 human children in front of you. Isn't this delicious delivered to your door? Chapter 3. Listener's request. As the giant tiger slowly approached, Mirajane's face gradually paled. Elder sister. Listener and Elfman tried to block the giant tiger, but they were also easily shot away. Are you going to die? Mirajane felt a touch of despair. At this moment, a scorching fire dragon and an ice dragon wrapped in frostwind suddenly descended. The imposing giant tiger's figure stagnated, and before it could do anything, the 2 dragon tails were already thrown on its body. Boom! The huge monster tiger flew hundreds of meters and broke many old trees in succession. Are you okay? The gentle voice comes with the wind, just like the sound of heaven. The 3 of Mirajane turned their heads subconsciously, and soon saw Soluo walking by. Thank you for your life-saving grace, may I ask who you are? Mirajane hurriedly got up, thanking and asking. At the same time, she protected Listener and Elfman behind her without a trace. Although Soluo solved the monster tiger, she had a good feeling in her heart. But after all, Soluo is a stranger. Along the way, Mirajane has encountered malicious strangers many times. Plus the previous experience in the village. So she instinctively stayed on guard against all strange things. Soluo saw Mirajane's reaction, but he didn't care. Because he was prepared. When Soluo stopped slightly, Soluo said, I am the president of the Phoenix Guild, Soluo. How about you kids, adults in the family? Don't you know that the wild is dangerous? Don't run around, go home early, lest this happen again. After all, it's not always so lucky. Soluo did not reveal his purpose. On the contrary, like an elder, he taught the 3 of Mirajane. Guild? Big brother, are you a wizard? Hearing Soluo's words, Listener behind Mirajane couldn't help poking her head out and ran directly to Soluo. Listener, wait a minute. Seeing Listener running over, Mirajane felt her heartbeat slow down. But after hesitating for a while, she did not stop. After all, Soluo is their savior. And the words just now, although the tone of the elders made her very uncomfortable. But Mirajane also knows that the other party is all for her own good. It may not be so kind to change to another person. Sorcerer? As the president of the Sorcerers Guild, guess if I am a sorcerer. Seeing Listener coming, especially Mirajane did not stop, a smile appeared on Soluo's face. At the same time he pointed to the giant tiger. And, isn't that enough to prove my identity? The giant tiger at this time is no longer as fierce as before. I saw its body, half burned into black charcoal, and half frozen into frost. If it weren't for the strong vitality of Warcraft, I'm afraid it would have died long ago. But even if it is so, there is only one breath left. The 3 of Mirajane hadn't paid attention just now, and they saw it seriously now, all of them looked shocked. Okay, amazing. Listener opened her mouth wide and her eyes were full of shock. The monster giant tiger that almost killed them just now turned out to be like this. Big brother, since you are a wizard, you can definitely help my sister solve the problem on the arm. Listener thought for a while, leaning close to Soluo, opening her eyes expectantly. Wait a minute, Listener. Don't talk about this, Mirajane panicked. Even if Sol Luo is the real wizard and their savior. But when it comes to the devil's arm, she still has a grudge. She was scared. She was afraid that when Sol Luo saw her right arm, he would look like everyone else, showing repulsion and hostility. Arm? You mean that demon arm? You don't need to hide anything, I already felt the devilish breath when I came. Sol Luo looked at Mirajane calmly. But my heart is full of laughter. Stable. Mirajane struggled for a long time, and finally slowly untied the clothes wrapped around her arms. A somewhat weird arm appeared in front of Sol Luo. Mirajane stared at Sol Luo's expression nervously, for fear that he would have some disgust. However, after taking a closer look, Sol Luo comforted him, "Don't be nervous, have you encountered a demon or something like that before?" Sol Luo's gentle voice made Mirajane's heart tremble slightly. Except for Lisana and Elfman, this was the first time someone saw her demon arm, not disgusted, but caring. This allowed Mirajane to completely put down his guard on Sol Luo. She looked at her arm and told everything that had happened not long ago. In Mirajane's hometown, there is a dilapidated church. Recently, every midnight, the whispers of the devil would be heard in the church. Many villagers are afraid to approach the church and fear being killed by the haunting demons. Only Mirajane, thinking about helping the village, broke into the church. As a result, the devil disappeared. But her right arm also became like this. The villagers thought that she was possessed by the devil, the incarnation of the devil, so they were expelled forcibly. Chapter 4. Mirajane's request for membership. Although he already knew the story about Mirajane, Sol Luo couldn't help but sympathize with her when she told her in person. "You know, Mirajane at this time is just a teenage girl." With a soft smile, Sol Luo said, "Don't worry, you are not the incarnation of a demon. You just awakened to receive magic and received that demon. It's just that you don't have enough mastery of this magic, so your right arm will become like this." Sol Luo briefly talked about the reason why Mirajane became the way it is now. "So, can my arm recover?" Mirajane's face was full of expectation. She doesn't care what receiving magic is, she just wants to know if her right arm can recover. "Of course you can, as long as you truly master the receiving magic, your arm can be restored to its original state. Not only that, you can become a powerful wizard at that time. But I don't know how to receive magic, so I mainly rely on you." Having said that, Mirajane's expression has fallen again. On her own? How does she know what to do? Sol Luo looked at Mirajane like this, smiled and knocked her on the head. "Don't worry, although I don't know how to accept magic, I can help you temporarily suppress this power and restore your arm to its original state. But this requires your own cooperation." Mirajane immediately raised her head. "How to cooperate?" "Extend your arms and relax." Mirajane did not hesitate much, and directly stretched out the devil's arm. Sol Luo grabbed her right arm, and the tyrannical magic power in her body began to surge. When preparing to recruit the three of Mirajane, Sol Luo was already thinking about how to solve Mirajane's demon arm. This is a problem that must be faced. If it cannot be solved, the difficulty of soliciting will be greatly increased. Fortunately, Sol Luo found a way. That is to use his powerful magic power to reach the S level to suppress it. The abnormal change of Mirajane's arm was because he couldn't control the power of the demons in his body. As long as Sol Luo suppresses this part of the force, the arm will naturally return to its original state. But this is easy to say, but not easy to do. If you want to accurately suppress the power of the devil without causing damage to Mirajane's arm, the average S-level wizard may not be able to do it. Fortunately, Sol Luo also obtained many special methods of magic power from the system, as well as some small methods. In Sol Luo's hand, a light blue magical power emerged, directly covering the devil's arm. Then, this magical power began to seep into the entire arm. With the continuous influx of Sol Luo's magic power, the devil's arm gradually floated with wisps of black air. These black chi is a collection of negative emotions, and also the nature of the power of the devil. However, under the suppression of Sol Luo's powerful magical power, these spilled demonic powers are being dispelled. As the black air gradually dissipated, Mirajane's arm slowly returned to normal. Really recovered. Looking at her right arm, Mirajane's tears shed silently. Because of this arm, she has suffered too much. Great, my sister's hands are finally restored. Seeing Mirajane's arm recovering, Lisana and Elfman were also very happy. Now that it has recovered, let him dissipate the past. seeing that Mirajane was less gloomy and a little more energetic. Soluo is also happy from the heart. Mr. Soluo, thank you so much. I will remember this forever. Mirajane said seriously. It's just a matter of effort. Soluo smiled and waved his hand. Brother Soluo, I have one thing I want to ask you. At this moment, Listena's face was hesitant. What's up? Seeing Lisena twitching, Soluo was a little curious. If possible, can you let us join your guild and become a wizard? Soluo, Mirajane, and Elfman were all stunned by Lisena's words. Lisena. Mirajane looked complicated. She actually understood Lisena very well. Had it not been for too many dangers along the way, Lisena would probably not be like this. Those ferocious beasts and human beings with evil hearts left indelible marks in her heart. They are weak and have no choice but to escape. Now it's hard to come across a kind-hearted wizard, if he can become a wizard with Soluo's help. Then there is no need to flee in fear. Only I should do this kind of thing. I'm my sister. Mirajane took a deep breath and said to Soluo, I know this request is a bit too much, but I really hope you can agree to it. With that said, Mirajane bowed deeply to Soluo. Seeing Mirajane doing this, Lisena hurriedly bowed. Elfman also stepped forward, his face bowed seriously, please. Looking at the three siblings in front of him, Soluo was a little bit dumbfounded. Although he wanted to recruit these three guys, he really didn't want to make it like this. Okay, don't do that, isn't it just joining my guild and becoming a wizard? I promised. Soluo smiled helplessly. As Soluo's voice fell, the system prompt sounded quickly. Chapter 5. Nirvana of the Phoenix. Congratulations to the host for successfully recruiting Mirajane the Magen. Get rewards for the ultimate spell, the Lord of all Demons, the Blood of the Devil, Mirajane exclusive. Congratulations to the host for successfully recruiting Lisena. Get rewards, Natural Affinity, Natural Gems, exclusive to Lisena. Congratulations to the host for successfully recruiting Elfman. Get rewards, Beastmaster Deterrence, Strong Heart, exclusive to Elfman. Do you want to withdraw the reward? No. With Mirajane, the three of them decided to join the Phoenix Guild. Soluo also ushered in system rewards. The first is the reward for soliciting Mirajane, the ultimate spell, the Lord of Demons and the Blood of Demons. The former is a superpower independent of magic, spells. The curse was created by the strongest demon end, but the curse rewarded by the system is above all curses. The Lord of 10,000 Demons, can let Soluo swallow any demon, thus gaining the opponent's spell and power. This is an ultimate spell with unlimited potential, much more powerful than Pluto's ultimate spell. Another reward is the Blood of the Devil, which is exclusive to Mirajane. Exclusive rewards are gifts given to each new member of the guild by the system, which can enhance their strength and increase their potential. Soluo feels very good about this. After all, the strength of the guild members increases, and he can also get rewards, and it is also helpful to the development of the guild. Having said that, the Blood of the Devil is actually the devil factor. Mirajane was able to receive demons because of the demonic factors in her body. And this demon's blood can enhance the demon factor in Mirajane's body, allowing her to better grasp the power of the devil. The remaining rewards for attracting Lisena and Elfman, although not as good as Mirajane, are all good things. Natural affinity can make Soluo's affinity for all things in nature reach max. The most notable feature is that all monsters will be extremely close to him, and even offer him some help on the initiative. This seems useless. But if the target is the Beast King, who is comparable to the S-level wizard, or even the dragon, that effect can be very anti-sky. The effect of natural gemstones is similar to that of natural affinity, but slightly worse. The Beastmaster Deterrence rewarded by soliciting Elfman allows Soluo to master the aura deterrence of the Beastmaster level. This is different from the magical coercion of the S-level wizard. The Beastmaster's deterrence is able to control the herd. Coupled with natural affinity, if Soluo is used properly, he can set off a wave of beasts. As for the heart of the strong, the main effect of this thing is to slowly change the character, so that people will no longer be afraid and weak in the face of any difficult situation. Although it is not an item that directly enhances strength, it is a power that can change the level of the mind. Most importantly, it goes well with Elfman. Don't look at Elfman's size, but his personality is a bit weak. This strong heart matches him exactly. Generally speaking, although the rewards are not too many, they are pretty good. But this is obviously not the time to extract the reward, so Sol Luo silently chose no. With Sol Luo's consent, Lisana jumped up excitedly. Thank you so much, brother Sol Luo. Thank you for taking in us, Mr. Sol Luo. Mirajane was also relieved. Not so polite. Sol Luo waved his hand. After chatting for a few more words, Sol Luo carried the monster tiger that was completely dead, and left the forest with Mirajane and others to the Phoenix Guild. During the conversation along the way, Mirajane and others became more and more familiar with Sol Luo. At the same time, Sol Luo also told them the Wizards Guild and some of the most basic information of the wizards. This gave the three Mirajane a basic understanding of the wizard's world. Is this the city? This is the first time I have seen you. Entering the city, looking at the busy and crowded streets. Lisana was curious about everything. Mirajane and Elfman said nothing. But their eyes are also full of yearning. They have lived in a very remote village since they were young. When have they seen such a scene? You will only see more scenery in the future. Sol Luo smiled slightly and continued to walk towards the location of the guild. Soon, they came to the center of Tang City. A guild appeared in front of several people. Is this the Phoenix Guild? All three of Mirajane were surprised. The Phoenix Guild looks smaller than some of the surrounding landmark buildings. But for some reason, it looks very eye-catching and imposing. At the same time, it also gives people a bottomless sense of mystery, and it feels completely different. Come in first. Sol Luo opened the guild door and led Mirajane and others into the guild hall. The original Phoenix Guild was very shabby. But after awakening the system, the guild building was completely renovated. This has changed now. The layout of the hall of the Phoenix Guild is somewhat familiar with Fairy Tale Guild. Although the scale is relatively small, tables, chairs, drinks, etc. are all readily available. And being in the guild hall, there is a magical feeling. As if the soul was washed, it was very comfortable. The three of Mirajane looked around and liked the Phoenix Guild very much. However, they soon discovered that apart from Sol Luo himself, there was no one else in this guild. Brother Sol Luo, how many people are there in the Phoenix Guild now? Lisana asked curiously. Actually, I am the only one left in this guild. Sol Luo took out a drink from the wine cabinet and said casually. At the same time, he is also observing the reactions of Mirajane. Will they leave? Is only brother Sol Luo left alone? Lisana was surprised. Along the way, through the information provided by Sol Luo, she knew that the Wizards Guild was a gathering place for many wizards. But the situation of the Phoenix Guild made her a little surprised. Scratching her head, Lisana didn't know what to say. However, at this moment, Mirajane came over. Wrong. The Phoenix Guild is now 4 people. Mirajane smiled brightly at Sol Luo. 4 people, Sol Luo, plus 3 of them. Sol Luo was stunned for a moment. He didn't expect that Mirajane would say this. Seeing Elfman who also walked over and Lisana who was smiling again, Sol Luo smiled from the bottom of his heart. You are right, the Phoenix Guild is now 4 people. As the president, I will make a promise here. I will protect you, no matter what setbacks you encounter, I will protect everyone in the guild. Sol Luo earnestly made a promise. Mirajane stretched out his fist, as did Lisana and Elfman. Sol Luo also stretched out his hand and clenched his fist and touched them. The 4 people fisted together. The Phoenix Guild, Nirvana is reborn. Chapter 6. Teaching Magic. Sol Luo took Mirajane to get to know the guild, and at the same time arranged a place for them. The layout of the first floor of the guild is similar to that of many wizard guilds. Whether it is eating, drinking, playing, resting areas, and the bulletin board for entrusted tasks, all are on the first floor. The second floor is where the members of the guild live. There are currently 9 rooms. Counting Sol Luo himself, plus the 3 of Mirajane, the guild still has 5 vacant rooms. After taking Mirajane and others to get familiar with the situation of the guild, Mirajane and Lisana began to dissect the giant tiger carcass they brought back and barbecue. In the process of making barbecue, Sol Luo opened the guild interface of the system to view the current information of the guild. Phoenix Guild. Guild level, leave 1 unknown, reputation value 18/500. President, Sol Luo. Guild members, Mirajane, Lisana, Elfman. Tips, the greater the influence of the guild in the current world, the higher the reputation value. After reaching the upper limit, the guild level will be increased, guild level gift packs will be obtained and more functions will be unlocked. Tip: recruiting powerful guild members will also increase reputation. Upgrading the guild level can get level gift packs and unlock more functions. Soluo's eyes lit up and she was looking forward to it. The previous novice gift pack is already very strong, allowing him to directly obtain S-level magic power and high-level magic. If the level of the guild is increased, the guild gift package will be more powerful. In addition, Soluo discovered another function of the guild interface. As long as you click on the designated person, you can view the other party's information. Soluo first opened his information page. Soluo. Identity: President of the Phoenix Guild. Magic: S-level wizard. Abilities: high-level magic, double dragon wave of ice and fire, ultimate spell, lord of all demons, natural affinity, deterrence of the beastmaster. The character information page will display the basic situation of the character. After Soluo opened the information of the three Mirajane, he also got similar information. It's just that in comparison, all three of them are just guild members. Besides, Lysina and Elfman have no magic ability except for Mirajane, who is carrying the spirit of receiving magic, and Satan. Even Mirajane's acceptance magic is only there, and has not been fully mastered. So the next task is to make the three of them become real wizards. After all, the time given by the council is only 1 week. As dusk approaches, night will fall. The Phoenix Guild was brightly lit, and bursts of joy and laughter continued to spread. Eat slowly, don't get hot. Elfman, hey, he said he was eating too fast, be careful of choking, drink a glass of water first. There are a lot of barbecues tonight, absolutely full. In the guild hall, Mirajane and Lysina brought out plates of delicious barbecue. Then the four of them feasted together. Seeing them happy, Soluo also feels sincerely happy. At this time, he felt a little bit of truly integrating into this world. 1 hour later, the meal is over. Soluo took out the magic stamp. Since joining the Phoenix Guild, the first thing is to stamp the guild crest. This is the only way to prove your identity. Soluo said, showing the back of his right hand. There is a fire-red bird-shaped totem. I saw the flamingo's wings spread out, surrounded by fire-like traces, and there was a sense of immortality of being reborn from the fire. You can choose where to place the coat of arms and what color you want. I chose to cover the left thigh, I want white. Mirajane stretched out her left leg and stepped on the stool. Then I choose to cover the left thigh, but I prefer the fire red, the same color as Soluo brother. Lysina also made a choice. But she was not as bold as Mirajane, she just walked to Soluo and exposed her left leg. Then I will choose to cover it on the left side of the neck. I want it to be black. Elfman has a weak tone. Okay, then I will begin to stamp the coat of arms. Soluo nodded, took out the magic stamp and stamped Mirajane with the emblem of the phoenix. A few minutes later, the three Mirajane looked at the phoenix emblems on their bodies, and they were all excited and satisfied. I have to say that the sense of ritual is very important. The guild crest seems to be of little use, but it allows the members to have a sense of belonging in the first place. Soluo put away the magic stamp, his face was serious and began to explain the second thing tonight. The guild crest has been stamped, so the next step is to make you all become wizards. Sorcerer has a very high status in this world, and even more powerful. But not everyone is qualified to be a wizard. If you want to become a magician, you must first have a certain talent, and then absorb the magical particles in the air through meditation to form magic in the body. This is the first step to becoming a wizard. Soluo began to explain how to become a wizard. Through meditation. The three of Mirajane were very serious, and thought secretly at the same time. Yes, as long as you enter the state of meditation, you can perceive the magical particles in the air and guide them into your body through mental power, even if it is the first step to complete the magician. If you can't perceive magical particles, or if you can't guide them into your body, don't worry. You can. Soluo imparted all the knowledge in his mind to the three of Mirajane. At the same time, some details are carefully explained. After half an hour, the three of Mirajane sat cross-legged on the floor, and all entered a state of meditation. Soluo on the side is watching them silently. Suddenly, a large number of magical particles appeared around Mirajane, and they quickly poured into her body. Chapter 7. Successful Transformation. Soluo noticed the changes in Mirajane right away. Able to complete the first step of the sorcerer's practice in just half an hour. It can only be said that it is Mirajane. This talent, looking at the entire continent of Ishgar, is definitely not much. The talents of Lysina and Elfman are relatively weak, and they barely complete the first step of training until late at night. But even so, the talent is extremely powerful. But Sol Luo feels that this should not be due to their talents alone. Think of the 4 founders of the Fairy Tale Guild, even with the guidance of Ziref. It still took several days to complete the first step of the sorcerer's training. To say that Elfman and Lysina are more talented than the 4. Sol Luo definitely didn't believe it. There should be a reason for the guild. After the appearance of the system, the entire guild was renovated, and the guild building also faintly changed. The most intuitive feeling is that magic particles are more active here. In other words, the cultivation speed here will be faster. Not long after, Mirajane and others exited the meditation state. Feeling the magic in the body, all 3 of them are extremely excited. Congratulations, you have officially stepped into the world of magic. These 3 things are gifts from me. Sol Luo smiled and took out 3 items and placed them on the table. They are the blood of the devil, the natural gem and the heart of the strong. Now that Mirajane and the others have truly joined the guild and become wizards, these things can also increase their strength. Seeing the things on the desktop, the Mirajane trio were moved. Sol Luo's willingness to teach them and help them become wizards is already a great kindness. Unexpectedly, Sol Luo also prepared gifts for them. And this gift is no ordinary thing. Looking at the demon's blood, Mirajane could clearly feel her desire for it. She doesn't know what the blood of the devil is, but the instinct of the body tells her that this thing is very useful to her. Lysina is very kind to natural gems. She has a feeling that natural gems can make her change upside down. And Elfman stared at the heart of the strong. An inexplicable feeling came to my heart, as if he had obtained this thing, he could protect his sister and younger sister. This is the blood of the devil, which can improve your receiving magic and let you master the power of the soul of Satan more quickly. Sol Luo handed the devil's blood to Mirajane's hands. Devil's blood. Mirajane took it subconsciously, but her expression changed. Although she is eager to become a wizard, she just wants to protect her family. For the power of the devil, she was still a little bit responsive. Even if her arm recovered, Mirajane didn't want to use the power of the devil again. In fact, the nature of power has no distinction between good and evil, it mainly depends on the user's heart. Mirajane, the devil you received is a very powerful existence, and it is a superpower that you can protect your family from in the future. The power of the devil can also be used to protect the family. Sol Luo's words caused Mirajane to fall into contemplation. She really hates the power of Satan's soul, but if she can use this power to protect her family, so why not master it yourself? I understand, I will try to master this power. Mirajane's eyes gradually became firm. Sol Luo nodded with satisfaction, and then he passed the natural gem to Lysina. Lysina, although we have been in contact for a while, I can tell that you like animals very much. Natural gems can make everything close to you. Whether it is an animal or a beast, it will not easily hurt you, but will become your friend. Lysina heard this, her eyes full of joy. Thank you Sol Luo, I will cherish the natural gemstone and use it well. With that said, Lysina carefully held the natural gem in her palm. Sol Luo smiled and said nothing, then looked at Elfman again. At this time, although he is still young, he is like an elder who sees through the world, guiding his younger generations. Elfman, as a man, I think you really want to protect your loved ones. Perhaps the acquired experience makes your character a little weak, but I know you want to protect Mirajane and Lysina, and I can feel your determination. This is the heart of the strong. It can inspire you and make you no longer weak, fearful, or afraid. I hope you can become a strong man and protect your family. Sol Luo said earnestly. I will definitely protect my sister and sister. Elfman made a promise with the most serious attitude, and then took over the heart of the strong from Sol Luo. This is a small prop like a badge. But when Elfman took over, the whole person's temperament changed suddenly. If Elfman looked good and bullied before, he was like a rabbit. Then he is now a tiger out of the cage. This is the ability of the strong heart to make him no longer cowardly. Not only that, the heart of the strong will continue to subtly guide Elfman, so that he truly has the heart of a strong, without relying on foreign objects. Everyone is very happy about the changes in Elfman. Especially Mirajane, she knew about this younger brother's problem a long time ago, but she has never been able to solve it. Now it is finally no longer a problem. Well, it's getting late, Everyone should rest early. Taking a look at the time, it was early morning. Sol Luo immediately urged the three of Mirajane to go to bed. Yeah, good night Sol Luo brother. The three nodded one after another and walked towards the stairs. But they both clenched their hands. Sol Luo gave them a gift. The president is so good, I must repay him well and protect the Phoenix Guild well in the future. We must make the Phoenix Guild the strongest guild. Almost all three of them had the same idea in their hearts. A seed gradually sprouted in their hearts. Watching Mirajane return to the second floor to rest, Sol Luo also began to experiment with the new power he gained. Conjuration. Ultimate incantation, the lord of all demons. Even if Sol Luo is a human being, he can use the power. Chapter 8. Testing magical talents. As the power of the spell converged, Sol Luo's left hand slowly turned into a strong demon arm. This is a kind of semi-demonization. Although it is not a complete demonization, it will also bring a certain increase in strength. The strength has been increased several times. Sure enough, the power of the spell has a very strong boost to the physique. Sol Luo sighed secretly. A demon that can make the whole continent of Ishgar talk about it. In addition to the weird spell ability, what is more important is their powerful physique, almost immortal existence. Therefore, most demons will be sealed. Because it can't be killed. The ultimate spell mastered by Sol Luo, Lord of 10,000 Demons, is just a rudimentary form. But the level of this spell ability is far beyond that of ordinary demons. So after entering the semi-demonization, Sol Luo can clearly feel the power is multiplying. If you enter the real demonization, the increase will be even more terrifying. But this is obviously not a place to experiment with complete demonicization. After all, the essence of spells is an aggregation of negative emotions. Sorcerers are okay, but Tank City is almost all ordinary people, and they can't handle the negative effects brought about by the power of spells. This negative effect can range from nightmares in the middle of the night to mental damage and even mental breakdown. It is precisely because of this that the council will continue to send wizards to destroy the demons on the mainland. After getting a general understanding of the ultimate spell, the power of the Lord of 10,000 Demons, Sol Luo also went to rest contentedly. Early the next morning, Sol Luo just got up and smelled a scent. Going out of the room and going downstairs, Lisana has already made breakfast. Several people finished breakfast together. Then, under the leadership of Sol Luo, they left Tank City and returned to the forest yesterday. This forest is called the Evil Ancient Forest, and the area is extremely wide, isolating the extremely cold northern regions. Also because of its wide range, there are also a large number of monsters living in the Evil Ancient Forest. It is a dangerous place famous far and near. It is said that in the depths of the Evil Ancient Forest, there are even many S-level beasts of the Beastmaster level. Bring Mirajane back here today. Sol Luo's main purpose is to teach them magic. Although the meditation was successful, Mirajane and the others had already had magic power in them, and they could barely be called a wizard. But what is the difference between a wizard who does not know magic and ordinary people? Through the meditation practice last night, you have more or less magic power in your body. But magic is not enough, I will teach you magic today. Sol Luo's footsteps stopped in a clearing. Finally learning magic. The three Mirajane were also excited. Only by mastering magic can you be regarded as a true wizard. Mirajane, because you awakened to receive magic and received the soul of Satan. So I suggest you better continue down this path. The power of the devil is very powerful, in addition to its exclusive ability, it is also reflected in the physical aspect. Like this. Sol Luo raised his left hand, and the magic power quickly emerged, turning his arm into a demon's hand. Then, Sol Luo patted the trunk of a huge tree next to him with a palm. Boom! The old tree, thicker than the Mirajane three tied together, was snapped directly under Sol Luo's fluttering palm. Not only that, but under the erosion of the power of the devil, that huge tree trunk was directly shattered. All three of Mirajane stared blankly. What surprised them was not that Sol Luo slapped the giant tree into pieces, but that Sol Luo's arm turned into a demon arm. As you think, I am also a wizard who masters the power of demons. So your path is not alone. Sol Luo smiled and turned his eyes to Mirajane. Aha! Mirajane kept nodding her head, a glimmer of light flashed in her eyes. Although she was ready to accept the power of the soul of Satan. But after all, I still feel a little uncomfortable. But now I see that Sol Luo also has the power of the devil. Mirajane suddenly felt that she was not an alien. At least, there is one of the same kind to accompany him. The heart knot was completely opened, and Mirajane's mental outlook was different. Later, under Soul Luo's guidance, Mirajane began to recall the specific details of receiving magic. After all, this is her own awakening magic, or a little bit different from the receiving magic recorded by the outside world, but it is definitely the most suitable for her. It's just that she didn't want to accept the demon power before, so she was thrown into the corner of the memory palace. Now that the mentality is different, that memory and strength have been gradually recovered. Let Mirajane feel the receiving magic. Soul Luo looked at Lisana and Elfman again. You first release the magic in your body. I want to see if you have the talent for other magic elements. In the original book, Lisana and the others are to let Mirajane accept the power of the soul of Satan, so they learn to receive magic. It is no longer necessary to do this now, so Soul Luo is curious, do they have other magical talents? The easiest and most effective way to detect this is to release the magic in the body. Just like Makarov's father, Yuri. When he releases magic power, he releases thunder and lightning. And he is very talented in lightning magic. Under Soul Luo's guidance, Lisana and Elfman quickly mobilized the magic in their bodies and released them. Chapter 9. Reaping Rewards. Lisana and Elfman quickly released the magic in their bodies. But it's a pity that the magic power they released was just ordinary magic impact, without any other elements or special. This means that they have no special magic talents. Sure enough, receiving magic is their destination. But receiving magic is also a magic with great potential, but it's also a good choice. Soul Luo pondered for a moment, and decided to let Lisana and Elfman learn to receive magic. The potential for receiving magic is actually not low, as long as the user can withstand the power of the monster receiving the residence. Then the power of this magic is still considerable. Lisana and Elfman on the side were not unhappy after hearing Soul Luo's suggestion that they learn to receive magic, but rather happy. After all, this is the magic my sister learned. Because Soul Luo didn't know much about receiving magic, the task of teaching magic fell on Mirajane. After spending all morning, Lisana and Elfman finally had a basic understanding of receiving magic and successfully started. Of course, Soul Luo also helped a lot in this process. Mirajane's reception of magic is more devilish in many ways. Finally, under Soul Luo's summary, Lisana and Elfman mastered the two receiving methods of animal soul and beast soul respectively. In the forest, I casually caught a beast for lunch. In the afternoon, Soul Luo instructed Mirajane to thoroughly master the power of the soul of Satan. At the same time, they took Lisana and Elfman to receive the beasts that suit them. Until night fell, the few returned to Tank City. And Soul Luo's ear also heard the voice of the system. Ding! Guild member Mirajane has thoroughly mastered the receiving magic Satan's soul, and the receiving state of the whole body. The strength has been greatly improved. Congratulations to the host for getting the reward, the spell 2-stage demonization. Ding! Guild member Lisana has mastered the ability to receive magic animal soul, and receive the beast white civet, and his strength has been greatly improved. Congratulations to the host for getting the reward, intermediate magic hurry up. Ding! Guild member Elfman has mastered the ability to receive magic beast soul, and receive World of Warcraft Peng Shan ape, and his strength has been greatly improved. Congratulations to the host for getting the reward and strengthening your physique. A day that almost never stops. The strength of the three Mirajane has also been greatly improved. And Soul Luo also ushered in his own harvest. The first is the incantation second demonization. This ability can compress Soul Luo's spell power and possess the ability to demonize twice. The specific effect is very similar to that of Ulchiola in the world of death. After entering the demonization, Soul Luo's comprehensive ability will be greatly improved. If it enters the second stage of demonization, it will increase again. As for the mid-level magic, Swift Wind Flash, this is a wind attribute magic that can speed up Soul Luo's movement speed. Although the effect seems to be relatively ordinary to Soul Luo, it can fill his shortcomings. Physical strengthening is a good reward. At least Soul Luo can clearly notice the improvement in physical fitness. It can be said that this reward is very good. Especially the magic spell 2-stage demonization, it is even more of a killer feature. And Mirajane and the others have just become wizards. When their strength improves again in the future, Soul Luo will receive even better rewards. Back to the guild. After a brief dinner, the three Mirajane entered into a meditation state again, speeding up their magic training. They just became wizards, and they are very enthusiastic about cultivation. Especially not long ago, they had just experienced the trek of life and death, which made them immersed in this feeling of gradually becoming stronger. As for Sol Luo, he was thinking about other things. All three of Mirajane became sorcerers. Coupled with him, the guild leader, there are already 4 wizards in the Phoenix Guild. In other words, the Phoenix Guild will not be disbanded. But now there is another dilemma. That is, the reputation of the Phoenix Guild is too weak. Unable to attract clients to come. If there is no delegator to the guild to release the delegated task, then the Phoenix Guild would have no source of income and it would be difficult to maintain it. I remember the rules of the Sorcerers Guild and pointed out similar situations. If the Sorcerers Guild encounters a mission without a client, it can choose to take over some missions from the council. And the council will promote the reputation of the guild within a certain range. Sol Luo touched his chin, his eyes brightened. Chapter 10. Council Test. It happened that Sol Luo was going to go to the council's stronghold tomorrow to report the current situation of the guild. Now that the Phoenix Guild has 4 wizards, there is no need to face the crisis of dissolution. When the time comes, you can easily pick up the task from there. First, make some money, and second, exercise Mirajane and the others. You can also promote the guild and increase the reputation and popularity of the guild. After Mirajane and others exited the meditation state, Sol Luo told them about the incident. As soon as they heard that there was a task to take over, Mirajane and the others were also interested. They have just become wizards, and they are also very enthusiastic about entrusted tasks. Early the next morning, after eating breakfast, Sol Luo took Mirajane and the 3 to the council's stronghold. As the oldest, the council is also the most powerful force on the continent of Ishgar. They are burdened with the responsibility of governing all the wizards' guilds in Ishgar, and naturally they will not just stay in one place. In addition to the headquarters where the top 10 congressmen are located, the council also has strongholds in many parts of the mainland. The place Sol Luo is heading now is a stronghold established by the council near Tank City. Is this the council? It looks so grand. Looking at the white buildings not far away, Mirajane and others were surprised. Only Sol Luo kept his lips secretly. This stronghold is completely copied from the design of the council headquarters, but the scale is smaller. Let's go. Sol Luo calmly led Mirajane and others into the council stronghold. In the council stronghold, Sol Luo and others can see people in white robes from time to time. These are all members of the council. Sol Luo entered the registration room under the guidance of one of them. Phoenix Guild? It turned out to be President Sol Luo. Your guild's situation is not very good, do you have 4 wizards? In the registration room, the head of the base took out the Phoenix Association's files and looked through it, and then asked Sol Luo. Counting me, and them, there are a total of 4 wizards. I think this should be enough to avoid the disqualification of our guild. Sol Luo pointed to Mirajane and said lightly. It turned out to be so. The head of the stronghold nodded. But after another glance at the 3 Mirajane, the minister frowned. These 3 are newcomers who have just become wizards. If so, we still need to test them. Relax, a very simple test, mainly to prove the identity of their wizards. Although a little surprised, the 3 of Mirajane became sorcerers at such a young age. But there are many such things in the mainland of Ishgar. It can only be said that the Phoenix Guild has good luck and has obtained several magicians with extraordinary talents. But the tests that should be done are still to be done. Sol Luo was not too surprised by this. Under the leadership of the head of the stronghold, the 4 Sol Luo came to an open space inside the council. This is a place dedicated to testing and training magic. I saw a dozen magic organs placed not far away as targets for testing. Well, you can start to release magic. If it is an offensive magic, please be sure to fight it in the direction of those organs. After speaking, the head of the base stepped back and signaled that the 4 of Sol Luo could start. Then I will come first. Partially received, piercing ape. Elfman took a step forward. After the transformation of the strong heart, he has become fearless. A white light flashed through his hands, directly turning into a pair of giant rock arms. The wrists of this pair of arms are also attached with diamond-shaped blades, which are sharp enough to penetrate the rock formations of the mountain. Elfman sprinted violently, and rushed towards the magic organ at a very fast speed. Boom! The next moment, the fist blade bombarded. A large dent crack appeared directly on the solid body of the magic machine man. Actually it is receiving magic, and it can cause such damage to magic organs. The head of the stronghold was a little surprised. As an existence specifically used as a target, the magic machine person, whether it is magic resistance or hardness, is top-notch. It can even be said that it is difficult to leave a trace on the attack of an ordinary wizard. This also means that Elfman's attack has surpassed ordinary wizards. And he is so young. The head of the base couldn't help being a little envious of Sol Luo, and found such a good seedling. But this is not over yet. After Elfman finished the test, he returned directly. Listener ran out quickly. Sister, brother Sol Luo, let me play next. Don't force it too much. Sol Luo said. Although Mirajane already had a certain level of strength, after all, they were just new to magic, and there were still many shortcomings. Especially Lisana and Elfman. Hehe, of course I know this. Lisana smiled and ran to the magic machine, and at the same time chuckled softly. Partially received by Lingcat. White light flashed suddenly, and the next moment, Lisana's hands turned into a pair of cat's claws. Although the name has a cat, the white civet is a very powerful beast. It is even several times more powerful than the monsters Mirajane and the others encountered before. Therefore, Lisana, who has accepted the white civet, is naturally not weak. Not only is it not weak, but it can even be said to be strong. She saw her hands shaking, and a pair of sharp claws popped out directly. Whhhhhhhhh. After several consecutive swings, Lisana stopped. But the magic organ in front of her cracked into dense claw marks. The depth of these claw marks is deeper than the marks caused by Elfman. Receiving magic again? And better than that kid just now. The head of the stronghold was shocked again. Obviously Lisana looks smaller than Elfman, but she is actually stronger. This is also thanks to the natural gems given by Sol Luo, otherwise Lisana will not be able to receive the white civet at all. But even if she receives it smoothly, like Elfman, she can only use part of her receiving power at this stage. The pressure that the whole body needs to bear and the magic power consumed are not what they can afford now. Hey, it's my turn next. Seeing Lisana come back, Mirajane moved a bit. A deep and dark magic power surged wildly in her body. This is... The head of the base suddenly changed his expression. The whole body receives the soul of Satan. Chapter 11. This is reasonable, isn't it? In an instant, Mirajane transformed into another form. The hairstyle was originally tied into a single ponytail, erected like a sky. At the same time, the body is covered with a red leather armor, and both hands are wearing a pair of pale gold claw gloves. When she opened her eyes, a dark, tyrannical, and cruel breath came upon her face. This is the power of the devil. The head of the stronghold opened his eyes wide and subconsciously constructed a magic circle with his hands. However, a slender hand slapped him on the shoulder, interrupting his spell casting. This is not a demon, it's just receiving magic. Sol Luo said with a smile. Although Sol Luo was laughing, the head of the base was shivering and did not dare to move at all. Because there is an extremely terrifying magic power that is pressing on him. This member of mine is also practicing receiving magic, but he accidentally accepted a demon. So she can use the power of the devil. This is reasonable, right? Sol Luo explained slowly, but his aura became more frightening. Yes, of course. If she is receiving magic, then she is indeed very reasonable to use this power. The head of the base kept nodding like a chicken pecking at rice. The fear in his heart made him afraid to look at Sol Luo directly. He could perceive that this magical power in Sol Luo's body was by no means an ordinary wizard. This is definitely the magic power of the S-rank wizard. Although he is the minister of this stronghold of the council, there are many strongholds in the council, and he can't compare with an S-rank magician. What's more, he is such a young S-rank wizard. Maybe I need to report this situation to the headquarters? Such a young S-rank magician is completely worthy of a good investment. The head of the stronghold thought to himself. Seeing that the base minister did not seem to have any further thoughts, Sol Luo was also relieved. He almost forgot that Mirajane's receiving magic is no different from the power of a demon in the eyes of people who don't understand it. Mirajane can be safe in the original work, mainly because Makarov is behind it. Makarov, as the Holy Ten Great Wizard, is behind Warad, the four heavenly kings of Ishgar. With such a strong background, even the council did not dare to move Mirajane. But when it comes to Sol Luo, this is a little different. If it weren't for the use of magic power to make this stronghold minister sober, maybe Mirajane will be misunderstood by the other party next. Although Sol Luo is not worried about the consequences. Because Mirajane's power really belongs to receiving magic. Even receiving the devil is the first case of receiving magic. But even if it got to the council headquarters, Sol Luo wouldn't be at a loss. It's just that he didn't want to see Mirajane finally accepting the soul of Satan, and because of the misunderstanding, he was traumatized again. Just when Sol Luo got the head of the base, Mirajane also started her own test. She looked at the magic machine not far away, and the wings of the devil behind her suddenly trembled. At the next moment, Mirajane's figure appeared behind the magic machine. The speed is as fast as teleportation. The sharp claws swung down. Crack! In the blink of an eye, the defensive magic machine was split in half. The head of the stronghold almost stared out. What kind of monsters are all this? Then it's me next. Sol Luo smiled and stretched out his right hand. A fiery red magic circle was constructed. A scorching fire dragon whistled and flew out, and the body of flames as long as 20 meters swept through, directly engulfing more than a dozen magic organs. When the flames dissipated, there were no magic organs in the field, only the black residue all over the floor. Hiss! The head of the stronghold took a breath. Magic of this intensity is definitely an S-rank wizard. It's not even an ordinary S-rank wizard. Fortunately, I didn't ask for trouble just now, otherwise with the opponent's strength. The more the director of the base thinks about it, the more frightened he gets. He clearly knew that Sol Luo, as the president of the Wizards Guild, should not be against the council. But for some reason, the base minister always felt that as long as Sol Luo was provoked, even the council would not be able to get good fruit. Seeing the head of the stronghold stunned in place, Sol Luo smiled with satisfaction. In fact, he does not need to be tested. But he still shot. In order to completely deter this stronghold minister. Of course, Sol Luo is not only because of Mirajane, but also for the next task. Now that he has shown his strength, when he chooses a task later, this base minister should be very cooperative with him, right? After careful inspection by the director, it has been confirmed that the Phoenix Guild is fully qualified to continue. The director of the stronghold, who recovered his mind, said for the first time. Thank you then. Sol Luo casually said a polite sentence, and the next moment the conversation changed. As for the situation of our guild, I think the minister should also be very clear. According to the rules of the Sorcerers Guild issued by the council, our guild can take over some tasks on your side. So do you have any tasks for me to choose? Take the task? Oh, I see. Please follow me. Chapter 12. Yukino. The minister of the council's stronghold quickly woke up and immediately took Sol Luo to the office of the council's stronghold. After a while, Sol Luo and others came to a place similar to a library. There is a lot of space here, and there are also many people who are busy dealing with many things. These are recent commissioned tasks. Because the Phoenix Guild is not very well known at the moment, there are many commissioners around, including Tank City, running to our side. You can pick some first. The head of the base took out a thick book with a commissioned task written on each page. Sol Luo took the book and turned it over carefully. Just choose this. The waving fingers fell suddenly, and Sol Luo quickly chose a task. This task is not difficult, but it is not easy either. It was just right to let the three of Mirajane execute. Let me see, destroy 10 Snow Mountain Apes Vulcan. The head of the base was slightly surprised. Sol Luo ignored him, and chose 2 more tasks for himself, and then returned the task book to the head of the base. Don't pick up more. The head of the base is very enthusiastic. No need. Sol Luo shook his head. In fact, he was also the first time he took over the task. Take the 3 difficult ones, get familiar with them, and exercise Mirajane by the way. If there is more, there is no need. If it can't be done, it's trouble. Anyway, there are many tasks here, and the head of this stronghold is also good to talk. Sol Luo's mentality is very positive. After registering the selected tasks, Sol Luo left with Mirajane. At the same time, the 3 of Mirajane have an order in hand. The first time I perform my mission, I will look at you from afar, but I will not interfere with your actions. So I hope you take this mission seriously. On the way back, Sol Luo reminded the 3 of Mirajane. The task at hand was chosen by Sol Luo himself. The difficulty is similar to their strength. Therefore, Sol Luo will naturally not shoot casually. Don't worry, we will handle it perfectly. Mirajane all promised. Back in Tank City, the 4 of Sol Luo did not stop, but took the magic train again and crossed the evil ancient forest to the northern region. The 3 missions received this time are all related to the Warcraft riots in the northern region. Since the death of the super-strong ice wizard 4 years ago, the monsters in the northern region lacked strong suppression, leading to frequent occurrences of monsters attacking human cities and towns. The council responded to this and sent many wizards to suppress the northern Warcraft riots. But there are still many cities and towns that are invaded by Warcraft. The 3 missions that Sol Luo chose were to defeat these chaotic monsters. The strength of those monsters is uneven, and the number is also different. I think that Mirajane should be able to practice their hands. And Sol Luo can also follow the Rise and Rise experience. The northern region, Jelug Town. This is a town that has been ravaged by the tide of monsters, and it is also one of the strongholds of many dark trades. In a large dilapidated warehouse, a group of people in black robes are constantly busy. Hurry up, the wave of monsters will be coming soon, and we must transport these goods out. I heard that the president has climbed into a superpower this time. As long as we finish this ticket, we won't worry about eating and drinking in the next life. The clutter kept coming, and with the efforts of these people, boxes containing magic contraband were sent to the carriage. These people are the wizards of the notorious Dark Guild Cather's Guild in the north. The reason for appearing in Jelug Town this time is entirely to complete an excessive dark transaction. Many of them involve contraband, strategic weapons, and even population slaves. These behaviors, no matter which one was published, were enough to make the council and the kingdom of Fiori angry. It will inevitably lead to crusades from the wizards and the army. But even if the risks are extremely high, driven by huge profits, these desperados still fall into madness. After moving the contraband, the black wizards drove out hundreds of slaves. Among these slaves, there were children, young people, and many middle-aged people. Originally they all had different lives, but after being chained, they were the cheapest slaves in the dark trade. All give me a hurry. Damn it, I'll just kill you if you drag on. Snapped. Dozens of black wizards kept driving these people with whips. This allowed the slaves to speed up their pace. After all, these days, many people have been killed alive. In the slave group, there was a little girl with short silver and white hair. Thinking back to the experiences these days, Yukino was helpless and scared inside. Since her hometown was burnt to death 2 years ago, she has lost her home and can't find her sister. In order to find her sister, Yukino set foot on the road of wandering the world. Perhaps by luck, she learned celestial spirit magic and obtained a celestial spirit key, the key of the Cygnus. But just 2 days ago, Yukino ran into these black magicians, and she was taken away because she was too late to use celestial spirit magic. It's terrible, who can come and save me? Looking at the evil black wizard around, Yukino was filled with despair. Chapter 13. Strange Caravan. The speed of the magic train was unexpectedly fast. The 4 of Sol Luo arrived at the first stop in the northern region, Nag Town, in just a few hours. It is dozens of kilometers away from Jelug Town, and it is also the first stop to and from the northern region. Sol Luo first took a few people for lunch before leaving Nag Town. On the snow-covered snowfield, 4 figures walked against the wind and snow. You guys start, come on. Looking at the multiple monsters appearing in 3 directions in the distance, Sol Luo directly addressed the 3 Mirajane. Then we will go. The whole body receives the soul of Satan. Partially received, piercing ape. Partially received by Lingcat. 2 white lights and a black light flickered past, and the 3 Mirajane had completely changed their appearances. Without hesitation, they charged in the direction they chose. With 3 different directions, they happened to be 3 of them. Sol Luo followed Mirajane's situation as well as the surrounding movement. The next moment, a little surprise appeared on his face. The Warcraft riot is coming, and there will be large-scale caravan activities. At this time node in the northern region, there will be a large number of Warcraft riots. Therefore, many merchants had already left the northern region long before the emergence of the Warcraft wave. But on the snow not far from Sol Luo, a large caravan actually appeared. There are more than 50 large carriages and hundreds of guards. And those guards all exude a magical aura. This is an all-in-one wizard. Compared to Sol Luo, these wizards are simply scum. But Sol Luo wondered, why would a caravan of this size set off at this time? And to hire these weak wizards, it is better to go to the Wizards Guild and entrust a strong escort. But doubts turned to doubts, and Sol Luo is not an extravagant person, so he didn't pay much attention to it. Withdrawing his gaze, Sol Luo refocused his attention on the 3rd sister and brother of Mirajane. My magic power is limited, but the strength of the pangolin is the penetration of the attack. As long as you seize the opportunity, you can definitely defeat the snow ape monster. On the snow, Elfman sprinted quickly, and at the same time he was constantly thinking about ways to deal with his opponent. In front of him, a snow ape monster that was more than 3 meters high was roaring up to the sky. This kind of beast is extremely powerful, and with thick snow-white hair on its body, it also has a certain ability to resist attacks. Roar! Perceiving the breath on Elfman's body, the snow ape monster roared and threw away the food in his hand. At the corner of its mouth, there was still scarlet blood flowing down. The snow monkey monster's tall body was like a hill in front of Elfman, and the ferocious aura was even more suffocating. Changing to the old Elfman, I'm afraid I would have been scared a long time ago. But with the increase in the heart of the strong, Elfman is fearless, only thinking about how to defeat the snow ape monster. I saw the snow monkey sprinting, stepping on huge footprints on the snow, and at the same time the huge fist was raised and hit Elfman. Elfman rolled on a donkey, avoiding the attack of the snow monkey monster. Boom! Thick snow splashed everywhere, and cracks spreading several meters appeared directly on the ground. It is conceivable that if it is hit by a snow monkey monster, even with Elfman's current physical strength, it will not feel good. Although a little surprised, Elfman's brain remained absolutely calm. I kept recalling Soluo's guidance to him on the magical train. Facing a monster like the snow ape, whose power is special, don't try to head on with it. Be careful to avoid the opponent's attack, gain the opportunity, and go straight to the opponent's next game. After the opponent loses the ability to act, defeat the opponent with the help of the surrounding things. Remember, don't be hard-headed, even if victory is in sight, don't be anxious, otherwise it's easy to fall short. Soluo's words flashed through Elfman's mind almost instantly. At the same time, the snow monkey seemed to be annoyed by the failure of his attack. After a roar, it attacked Elfman again and again. However, Elfman followed Soluo's guidance and didn't fight the snow monkey at all, just avoiding it. During this process, the snow monkey monster's physical strength gradually declined. It's now. Seeing the snow monkey monster's movement slowed down, Elfman waved his right arm, and the sharp fist blade penetrated directly through the opponent's left leg. Wow! The pain caused the snow ape monster to yell, and a deep blood hole appeared on its left leg. Blood is constantly flowing out, and what is more serious is the decline in mobility. Seeing the results of the attack, Elfman was not greedy, and straight back, avoiding the angry blow of the snow monkey monster. Although in the process of entanglement with the snow monkey monster, Elfman's physical strength also consumed a lot. But so far, he has not been injured, but the snow ape monster has been hit hard. This makes Elfman admire Soluo even more. Fortunately, remember the words of the president, otherwise it would be really difficult to deal with this monster. Elfman sighed secretly. Then he spent some time to find a chance to destroy the snow monkey monster's right leg. The legs were severely injured, and the snow ape monster's mobility decreased drastically. This time, it finally panicked. And after Elfman uprooted a tree several meters high as a weapon, the snow monkey felt despair for the first time. Although Elfman doesn't have much remaining power, his fighting will is extremely determined. Even though he felt the soreness of his hands, he still did not stop attacking. In the end, the snow ape monster was beaten to death by him. After solving the snow ape monster, Elfman was also tired and fell to the ground. Successful, this mission, I succeeded. Elfman was extremely excited. Relying on his own strength, he defeated a powerful monster. This made him feel an unprecedented sense of accomplishment. Chapter 14. The Black Sorcerer. In the other direction, Lisena's opponent is Snow Spirit Rabbit. Although the snow rabbit has a cute name, it is more than 1 meter tall, and its exposed teeth are as sharp as blades, even steel can bite. Although Schwellingta's strength was weaker than that of Snow Monkey Monster. But they are gregarious beasts. At this time, there were 7 snow rabbits standing in front of Lisena. The most important thing is that because of the influence of the animal tide, each of these snow spirit rabbits are extremely irritable and extremely aggressive. However, Lisena, who has entered the state of partially receiving the white civet, is not weak. In this state, she not only possesses stronger lethality, but her body is extremely flexible. Although it took a lot of effort, it also smoothly killed all Schwelling rabbits. As for Mirajane, cut, this is the snow wolves that even the magician can only avoid fighting. That's it. It's too weak. Mirajane spoke proudly, with even more disdain in her eyes. I saw a dozen huge snow wolves that were 5 to 6 meters long and more than 2 meters high lying in front of her. Among them is a larger wolf king. But at this time, they are all dying. Compared to Elfman and Lysina. Entering Mirajane, who received the soul of Satan in his whole body, dealing with these monsters is simply killing indiscriminately. Even if the comprehensive combat power of the snow wolves is far above the snow monkey monsters and the snow rabbits. It seems that they are all capable of performing tasks independently. But I still underestimated the power of Mirajane's satanic soul. Sol Luo had a panoramic view of the whole battle and summed it up in his heart. Elfman was able to explode with amazing perseverance and hammer the snow ape monster to death. He was a little surprised. Lysina's performance is expected. As for Mirajane, Sol Luo felt that it was not a problem to challenge the more powerful monsters. After all, the power of the soul of Satan is really too great. In the original work, Mirajane has practiced less than Urza for several years. However, relying on the power of the soul of Satan, he was abruptly tied with the opponent. It is enough to prove the power of Mirajane's satanic soul. After the three of Mirajane collected some materials from the body of the monster, they returned to Sol Luo. These materials are used to prove the completion of the entrusted task. Just as Sol Luo was about to leave, he found that the caravan just now was rushing to his side. Originally planned to go to the vicinity of Neg Town and hijack a magic train to transport the goods out. I didn't expect that there would be witnesses here, go and get rid of them. Upon receiving the order, the black wizards were very excited. Killing is a great pleasure for people like them. Don't delay for too long, just kill it. Let me come, I can definitely kill them all with one move. Fart, you have a fart injury, let me do it. Damn it, there are only 4 people, so many people come to grab it. Dozens of black wizards rushed to Sol Luo, 4 people cursingly. Because they all wanted to join in the fun, most of them took out their magic wands and began to release magic. Dozens of magical scenes flying in the air are also their favorite fireworks. In an instant, dozens of magical fluctuations spread out. With the formation of the magic circle, magic of different attributes and powers is flying in the air, dizzying. At this time Mirajane and the others also noticed these dark wizards. Damn it, who are they? The Mirajane trio were shocked and angry. But their reaction was not slow, and they started receiving magic. It's a pity, in their current state. In addition to Mirajane, there is a battle power. Elfman and Lysina do not have much fighting power. And even Mirajane can hardly resist so many simultaneous attacks of magic. After all, no matter how strong the soul of Satan is, the time she has mastered is still a little shorter after all, and she cannot fully exert her power. However, there is Sol Luo. Sol Luo's eyes became cold at this moment. Ice and fire Shuanglong wave. Sol Luo stepped forward and stretched out his hands. 2 magic circles, one blue and one red, formed instantly. Suddenly, a fire dragon and an ice dragon flew out of the magic circle. The body length of the 2 dragons is more than 20 meters. The terrifying magic contained in it is enough to crown high-level magic. Roar! With the sound of the dragon's roar, the fire dragon opened its huge hot mouth and directly swallowed all the magic that hit it. The ice dragon hovered and danced in the air, and the next moment it exploded at an unacceptable speed, directly impacting the center of dozens of black wizards. Boom! A huge roar sounded. Those black wizards who activated magic were instantly frozen into ice sculptures. What happened? Damn it, didn't you let you solve it quickly? How can you make such a big movement? More black wizards ran out of the caravan's carriage. The number has already exceeded 300 people. However, when they saw dozens of colleagues frozen into ice sculptures, they all looked like a ghost. What's the situation? Why are they frozen into ice sculptures? Did you meet the strong? For a while, everyone's eyes turned to Sol Luo. When they sensed the terrifying magic on Sol Luo, they only felt a palpitation. This magic is too strong. Your Excellency, although I don't know who you are, I hope you can leave. I don't think you are willing to continue fighting with us, right? After all, our Catharin Guild, but the strongest dark guild in the northern region, has 400 wizards. A tall figure walked out of a luxurious carriage. He is the president of the Catharin Guild. He is also one of the hosts of the dark trading in the northern region. Chapter 15. Strategic Magic Weapon. However, although President Cathar was hard on the surface, he was calm. But in fact, he felt his scalp numb. Damn it, how could such a strong wizard come out of this ghost place? Cather was having a headache and just wanted to scare Soluo away quickly. As long as the goods are transported out, then he can get the support of that adult. At that time, what regular wizards guild, what S-rank wizards, are all rubbish. But before that, he must ensure the safety of the goods. It's a pity, the moment the magic was released from the black sorcerer of the Catharin guild. In Soluo's eyes, they are no different from dead people. Ice and fire Shuanglong wave. Soluo did not talk nonsense, and once again launched the double dragon wave of ice and fire. And this time the power is stronger, the body length of the fire dragon and ice dragon are more than 30 meters. The breath radiating from his body is even more suffocating. Use magic to block it. Kill me that man and the 3 children. When the huge fire dragon and ice dragon came out, Cather's face suddenly changed. He immediately cast dark magic, and a large number of dead souls poured out frantically. It's a pity that in front of the hot dragon, all the resistance is so vulnerable. As for the other black wizards, they were shot flying by the ice dragon before they could react. A large group of dark wizards were shot and flew out, unconscious. This guy is too strong, right? The black wizards were desperate. Hee, wait, if you dare to sabotage that adult's plan, you will definitely die in that adult's hands. Half of Cather's body was burned to blackness, but he didn't forget to say something cruel when he was dying. Soluo ignored it completely and directly burned it to death. Perhaps Cather's strength belongs to the upper level among many wizards. But in front of Soluo, it is still not enough. Bravo! Seeing Soluo easily kill all the black wizards, the 3 Mirajane were extremely shocked. But they soon felt nauseated. After all, the number of the black wizards who died in front of them was close to 400. Except for some of them were frozen into ice sculptures, more were burned to ashes by fire dragons alive. This kind of scene, you will get used to it in the future. The Dark Guild is the darkest and cruelest gathering place for the sorcerers, independent of the regular sorcerers guild. To deal with these guys, we don't need to be soft, because they are a group of guys who do no evil, and I don't know how many people have broken their families because of them. While talking, Soluo walked towards the carriage team again and again. He was a little curious, what could it be that so many black wizards could be transported together? Mirajane and the others followed Soluo's footsteps in meditation. Today's incident has a great impact on them. It also let them understand that there are also good and evil points in the Sorcerers Guild. Compared with regular wizards, the Dark Guild is a group of lawless black wizards who do all the evil things on earth. Soluo came to the carriage, and as soon as he lifted the curtain, he was startled by the objects inside. This is a contraband lava rock. There are also red grenade. Soluo successively lifted the curtain of several carriages, and his expression became more solemn as he watched. With just 7 carriages, the contraband carried is enough to destroy multiple cities. When he walked to the middle of the carriage line, he was even more surprised after the curtain was lifted. Strategic magic weapon, does this thing too? Where did these dark wizards obtain these resources? After Soluo was surprised, she was deeply puzzled. The contraband on these carriages are all things that the council has forbidden to produce and hold. In addition, there are strategic magic weapons, these things are very destructive, and many of them are even as powerful as Jupiter. You must know that Jupiter is a magical cluster gun, and even an S-rank magician can hardly resist it. But a dozen of such powerful strategic magic weapons appeared on these carriages. In this case, fools can see that there is a problem. Forget it, let the council and the Fiori royal family handle this matter. Soluo didn't bother to think about it. This kind of thing, the existence involved is certainly not simple. So let the king of the kingdom of Fiori and the council get a headache. As for leaving things behind, Soluo has no plans. Not to mention so many things, they can't transport them back, just say that the risks are not worth it. Although the strategic magic weapon is strong, it is a dead thing after all, and it is in your hands. Once it is known by the council, it will cause unnecessary trouble. It is better to hand it over in exchange for the official goodwill of the council and the kingdom of Fiori, as well as more practical rewards. At that time, you can also brush up the reputation of the guild. By the way, maybe you can upgrade the guild and receive an upgrade package. Brother Soluo, look over here. Listena's voice came from not far away. Soluo glanced at it and found that the other party had lifted the curtain in the back row of carriages. It's just that Listena's legs trembled a little, and she seemed to see something terrible. Soluo walked over quickly, his eyes condensed suddenly. It turns out that apart from contraband and strategic magic weapons, is human trafficking also involved? Inside the carriage, there was a group of people handcuffed by chains. Among them are children and adults. It's just that their eyes are gloomy, and they have obviously lost hope in life. Chapter 16. A gift of appreciation from the Kingdom Garrison. Is there another person here? Is it also the wizard of the Catherine Guild? Ugh! There was a sigh, and everyone thought that Soluo and others were also the black wizards of the Catherine Guild. From today, you are all free. Soluo directly popped out a magical force, smashing all the iron ropes that handcuffed everyone in the carriage. This change stunned everyone. Is this true? Are we really free again? Great, I can finally leave here. Voices of doubt, excitement, and gratitude continued to come. An old man walked to Soluo's side with tears in his eyes and knelt directly on the ground. Great benefactor, thank you so much for letting us regain our freedom. Can you let me know your name? Yes, benefactor, can you let us know your name? We will repay you for your life-saving grace in the future. After the others reacted, they also kowtowed their heads to thank Soluo. My name is Soluo, and I am the president of the Phoenix Guild. It is my duty to fight the Black Sorcerer. You all get up. But if possible, I hope you can help me transport these goods to Neg Town, so that the local army can thoroughly investigate the matter. Soluo's complexion was calm, and a magical power broke out quietly. In an instant, all the kneeling people in front of him stood up uncontrollably. Yes. This change makes everyone respect Soluo more. Soon, with the mobilization of these people, all the slaves in the carriage were freed. Then they followed Soluo's instructions and drove the carriage towards Nag Town. Nag Town. As the hub connecting the Kingdom of Fiori to the northern region, there are a lot of people coming and going here. There was a mess of footsteps, which attracted the attention of many people. This is the caravan carriage. With such an astonishing amount, which big businessman has come to Nag Town? Watching 50 carriages enter the town, the onlookers were very curious. But when they saw that the carriage and coachman circles were all in rags, they couldn't help but feel a little confused. Is it because of a robbery? Or suffered a natural disaster? But the carriage is safe and sound. What the hell? Unlike the reactions of pedestrians, everyone on the carriage was agitated. They finally returned to the crowd. The convoy went straight into the center of Nag Town and finally stopped in front of the army camp in the Kingdom of Fiori. Who are you? This is where the army is stationed, no convoys are allowed to stay. Before Soluo got out of the car, he heard severe condemnation. I am the president of the Phoenix Guild, Soluo. After getting off the car, Soluo saw a dozen soldiers approaching, and immediately stepped forward and said, Phoenix Guild. The soldiers were all confused, and had never heard of this wizard guild. But their attitude is much better. After all, no matter how you haven't heard of it, it is also a guild of wizards. Not to mention that this is still a guild leader in front of him, and they can't afford to provoke them. These carriages belonged to the Catherine Guild, and there were some contraband in them. After I eliminated them, I sent them by the way. Soluo's understatement surprised all the soldiers. The Catherine Guild, that is the strongest dark guild in the Kingdom of Fiori and even in the northern region. Its president, Cather, is not only one of the leaders of the dark trading in the north, but also has 400 wizards under his command. Such an existence was actually solved by the young man in front of him? Perceiving the soldier's skeptical gaze, Soluo didn't explain much, but simply said that the Catherine Guild and the president Catherine had been destroyed by him. And Soluo also mentioned that there are a lot of contraband on the carriage. After the soldiers took a look, they immediately understood. Chairman Soluo, please wait a moment, I will report to our boss. This matter is beyond their ability and must be reported to the higher authorities. Before long, a burly man in a knight's heavy armor walked out. I am the commander of the Third Army of the Kingdom of Fiori, Agni Ackles. As for your situation, I already know, young man, you did a great job. Next I need to check the situation of all the carriages and those who have been arrested. We will also arrange their accommodation. While talking, Agni asked the soldiers under his command to check the situation on the carriage. Soluo nodded. These things will be handled by you. I have other things here, leave first. Please wait a minute. Hearing that Soluo was about to leave, Agni hurriedly stopped him and took out a paper bag. This is a little bit of my heart, I hope you can accept it. This is. Soluo didn't answer, but looked at each other in doubt. "This is to thank you for destroying the Caesar's Guild. Please accept it." Agni explained. "That's it, destroying the Dark Guild is what our regular wizards should do. But I accepted this gift. I hope you can arrange those people well." After thinking about it, Soluo still accepts Agni's kindness. Without staying any more, he took Mirajane and the three of them together and walked towards the train station. It's really a young hero. The Catharin Guild was destroyed, and the days to come can be regarded as stable. Chapter 17. Yukino application for membership. Seeing Soluo's departure, Agni sighed with emotion. "My lord, I checked it out. In these carriages are 7 tons of lava explosives, 5 tons of red grenades, and 15 cluster-type magic-guided cannons. Well, I see, move all these things inside." After listening to the report from his subordinates, Agni nodded. Then his face became gloomy. The materials on these carriages are simply beyond the reach of the Kaiser Guild. Even if the Catharin Guild is a famous dark guild, it can't be done. Among them, more powerful forces must be involved. Could it be that these things were made by the Balam Alliance? No matter what, report it to Lord King. A secret report soon spread from Nag Town and flew to Hawajika Rockers. At the same time, a small figure jumped from the carriage of the Catharin Guild and pursued in the direction where Soluo had left. Coming to the railway station, Soluo opened the paper bag presented by Agni. It's just that when he saw the contents of the paper bag, he couldn't help being stunned. It turned out to be a magical treasure. Soluo looked at the contents in the paper bag, very surprised. He thought it was just some money. You know, this world, in addition to magic equipment, there are many magical treasures. Some treasures are evolved from nature, and some are born through special methods such as belief. For example, Sirius Jade, an S-grade treasure bred from Sirius Island, is also a symbol of Sirius Island. The treasure in the paper bag in Soluo's hand is a bead blooming with crimson light. Soluo could perceive the extremely powerful fire element in this bead. Its magical power fluctuates so strongly that it is even close to S level. In addition to this treasure, there is also a stack of coins in the paper bag. Soluo glanced roughly, and estimated that there were 10 million J. The money is placed in the Sorcerer's Guild, which has a profound foundation, and may not be too much. But for Soluo, it was rain in time. Today's Phoenix Guild, it can be described as poor and white. With this money, a lot can be done. The system, can you find out the information of this treasure? Putting the coins into his pocket, Soluo asked the system in his heart. The next moment, an information bar appeared before his eyes. The heart of the Crimson Bird, under seal. Treasure value, SS level. Source: after the death of the SS-class warcraft Crimson Bird, the heart fell into the volcano, absorbing hundreds of years of fire elements to evolve, but the core ability was sealed by a certain wizard. Effect: after wearing it, it can greatly speed up the training speed of the fire wizard. After unblocking, you can summon the Crimson Bird soul to protect one party. Breaking method: Holy 10 level magic or high intensity incantation. After reading the introduction in the information column, Soluo was stunned. Originally, he thought that it would be good for this treasure to have a grade. The result is SS level. However, Soluo also noticed that the sign on the back of the Crimson Bird's heart was being sealed. Perhaps it is precisely because of this that I was given to myself. Otherwise, even the council of SS level treasures would not be easily given away. Not to mention that this is just a core commander. If you really want to know the value of this bead, Agni will definitely offer it as a family heirloom. But it is also normal, because the seal inside the heart of the Crimson Bird is very hidden. Even Soluo could not perceive the breath of sealing magic. But the core ability of this thing is good. After the seal is broken, it can be placed in the guild. After understanding the value of the Crimson Bird's heart, Soluo immediately put it away. The core ability of the Crimson Bird heart can protect one party. As long as Soluo places it in the Phoenix Guild, all sources of hostility against the Phoenix Guild within the capabilities of the Crimson Bird Guild will be attacked by the Crimson Bird Guild. With the Crimson Bird's SS level strength before his death, even if it was just a dead soul, his strength was definitely not weak. After all, it has been kept in the volcano for hundreds of years. Its strength is probably hard to resist even the S-rank magician. But before that, the seal inside the heart of the Crimson Bird needs to be cracked. Soluo doesn't think there is any problem with this. Although he does not currently have the magic power of the Holy 10 level, he does have a high strength spell. Ultimate incantation. The Lord of 10,000 demons incantation power, even the initial strength, is enough to sling most demons. Cracking the seal of the Crimson Bird's heart is not a problem at all. Master Sol Luo, please wait. Just as Sol Luo was about to take Mirajane 3 people onto the train, a weak voice came and stopped him. Sol Luo turned around suspiciously, and a little girl with short silver-white hair and blue rose decorations appeared in front of him. Sol Luo immediately recognized the identity of the little girl. This is the character who appeared in the original, the celestial spirit wizard Yukino. Sol Luo was very surprised. He didn't expect to encounter Yukino here. But how can Yukino know himself? Master Sol Luo, my name is Yukino Agria, I am a celestial spirit wizard. Thank you very much for saving me from the Cathars Guild. I heard that you are the president of the Phoenix Guild. May I join your guild? Please. Facing Sol Luo, the lifesaver, Yukino was so nervous that he was a little uncomfortable in speaking. And when she said her intention, she bends over 90 degrees, with an extremely sincere attitude. It turns out that you were also the one who was captured by the Catharan Guild. Hearing this, Sol Luo suddenly realized. No wonder the other party knows himself. As for the other party's request. Chapter 18. The decision of the Council's stronghold. Want to join the Phoenix Guild? Sol Luo touched his chin, thinking in his heart. He still knows a little bit about Yukino's experience. About 2 years ago, Yukino's sister Sora was captured by Avatar. In order to find Sorano, Yukino will leave his hometown and embark on the path of the wizard. In the original book, she admires the Swordbite Tiger Guild so much that she joins it. But the Swordbite Tiger Guild, now it doesn't know where it is. As for Yukino's childhood experience, nothing is mentioned in the original book. So when I met Yukino here, it seems also reasonable. Thinking of this, Sol Luo took a closer look at Yukino. He could perceive that Yukino already had some magic power in his body. Although very weak, he is also an official celestial spirit wizard. I just don't know how many celestial spirit keys the other party has collected. Yukino saw that Sol Luo didn't respond, and nervously scratched the corner of his clothes. As for the 3 of Mirajane, although I also hope that new members of the Phoenix Association will join. However, membership needs to be approved by the president. And they didn't understand Yukino at all, so they kept silent. Want to join the Phoenix Guild? Of course you can. We welcome you. After thinking about it, Sol Luo smiled and agreed to Yukino's joining. The current Phoenix Guild is still very weak. It must be a good thing to be able to recruit a talented wizard like Yukino. Moreover, Sol Luo has also made a secret decision that the Phoenix Guild will not recruit people casually. Although recruiting new members, the system will have rewards, but this reward is also related to the strength and potential of the new members. Therefore, if the potential and strength are too poor, there is no need to recruit, and the lower limit of the guild is also lowered. Of course, apart from that, character, etc. are also objects to be considered. As the guild president, Sol Luo has already started to make long-term plans. Thank you Lord Sol Luo. With Sol Luo's consent, Yukino jumped up immediately. Great, there is another newcomer in the guild. Seeing this result, Mirajane and the 3 were also very happy. In a short while, they leaned to Yukino and introduced each other. As for Sol Luo, he watched this scene with satisfaction. At the same time, the system's prompt sound came from my ear. Congratulations to the host for successfully recruiting Celestial Spirit Wizard Yukino. Get rewards, Celestial Spirit Magic Meteor Blade, Star Spar, exclusive to Yukino. In an instant, a piece of magical knowledge poured into Sol Luo's mind. Meteor Blade is a powerful celestial spirit magic. Unlike the magic that the Celestial Spirit Wizard summons the Celestial Spirit, this is a combat-type Celestial Spirit magic that can only be mastered by the Celestial Spirit. As for the Celestial Spirit who masters this trick, there is only one person in the entire Celestial Spirit world. That is the strongest king in the Celestial Spirit world, Celestial Spirit King. In the original book, Celestial Spirit King released this magic and directly cleaved a huge crack several kilometers long in the ground. And this is not the strongest power of Meteor Blade. Celestial Spirit King was summoned to the world, his own combat power was greatly reduced, unable to fully display. Otherwise, even if Pluto enters the demonization, it will not necessarily be tied to the Celestial Spirit King, let alone become the opponent's enemy. While Celestial Spirit King cannot emit the strongest power of Meteor Blade in the world, Sol Luo can. As long as the magic power in his body reaches the level of the 4 heavenly kings, Lu is enough to exert the strongest power of this magic. Although the potential of the meteor blade is not as good as the ultimate spell, Lord of 10,000 Demons. But it is also a super magic, it needs the magic power of the 4 heavenly kings to play the most powerful moves. This is enough to prove Yukino's potential. But this can be seen from the fact that Yukino can hold the key of Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus is the 13th house of the zodiac, and its strength far surpasses all celestial spirits in the zodiac. He is the strongest celestial spirit under the celestial spirit king in the celestial spirit world. It's a pity that Yukino in the original book lacked self-confidence and did not play to his super potential. But now that Yukino joins the Phoenix Guild, Sol Luo naturally wants to make the opponent's strength surpass the original. In addition, the star spar rewarded by the system also has the ability to help master the power of the stars. If you give it to Yukino, she can go further on the path of the celestial spirit wizard. Sol Luo and his group quickly embarked on the train back to Tank City, and Yukino was naturally with him. After returning to Tank City, Sol Luo first stamped Yukino with the coat of arms of the Phoenix. Let the 3 of Mirajane take each other to get to know the guild. Then Sol Luo himself went to the council stronghold and turned in the 3 entrusted tasks at hand. Originally, Sol Luo planned to take over a few more tasks after delivering these 3 tasks for Mirajane and others to experience. But the attitude of the head of the stronghold made him a little surprised. Transfer all tasks in the vicinity of Tank City to our guild. Sol Luo was very puzzled. Although this was a good thing, it proved that the council recognized the strength of the Phoenix Guild, and it could also promote the Phoenix Guild to a certain extent. But why did you make this decision suddenly? Haha, we have received news from Nag Town. I heard that you eliminated the strongest dark guild in the northern region, Guild Cather. So I think that your guild is fully capable of handling the commissioned tasks handed over to us. The head of the base has an extremely serious look. When he first got the news, he was also very shocked. Unexpectedly, this guild was on the verge of disbanding a few days ago. There will be such a terrifying strength. Chapter 19. Guild Upgrade. A long time ago, someone had calculated that they wanted to destroy the Catherine Guild, except for the power of the army. At least one S-level wizard is required to lead the team. Even the general S-level may not work. So the news from Nag Town is enough to prove Sol Luo's strength. With such a powerful wizard as the president, the Phoenix Guild will sooner or later become famous in the kingdom of Fiori. Therefore, the minister of the council's stronghold, without even thinking about it, decisively transferred all the entrusted tasks from Tank City to Sol Luo. In addition to showing good, more importantly, their stronghold is unable to cope with so many entrusted tasks. After all, the main responsibility of the council's stronghold is to administer the Sorcerer's Guild. There is simply not much combat power to handle those commissioned tasks. If so many tasks are transferred all at once, our guild will probably not be able to complete it in a short while. Unless you come forward to communicate with those clients and make the task time longer. Sol Luo thought for a while and gave a plan. There are more than 100 entrusted tasks in the hands of the head of the base. It would take a lot of time if all Mirajane and the others were to execute it. And most of the commissioned tasks are time limited. Delaying too long will not only cause the client to remove the task, but also affect the reputation of the guild. It's okay to remove the mission, but Sol Luo doesn't want any problems with the reputation of the guild. After all, he also hopes that after the guild's reputation is increased, he will get a more powerful guild-level gift pack, as well as new features unlocked by the system. Of course I will make it clear to my clients. The head of the stronghold nodded. He also knew about the Phoenix Guild. In this case, our guild can take over these commissioned tasks. When the task time limit was extended, Sol Luo had no worries and responded directly. This is the best, and we will also spread the information about your guild. Presumably, with your guild destroying the Catherine Guild, there should be many clients coming to the door. Seeing Sol Luo agree, the head of the base also smiled. After the council's stronghold dealt with the task handover, Sol Luo returned to the guild with a bunch of information related to the commissioned task. For a wizard's guild, commissioning tasks is actually very important. This is not only a source of income, but also a process of accumulating contacts. After all, most of the clients who can pay for the help of the magician are the ones who are not short of money. As long as Sol Luo grasps the relationship between these clients, the Phoenix Guild will inevitably have more missions in the future. There will also be higher visibility. In addition to a notice issued by the council, the official kingdom of Fiori also issued a notice to praise Sol Luo's Phoenix Guild. There was also Agni, the commander of the Nag town army, who made a lot of publicity. In addition, those who were rescued by Sol Luo were also in their hometowns, telling the story of being rescued. For a time, the Phoenix Guild began to be known to many people. And Sol Luo also ushered in a harvest here. Ding, the reputation value has reached the upper limit, and the guild level has increased. The current guild level, level 2. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the level 2 guild gift pack, unlocking new features, the magic library. Do you want to open the level 2 guild pack? Turn on. In the Phoenix Guild, Sol Luo, who had been waiting for a long time, said without any hesitation. Ding, the level 2 guild pack has been opened. Congratulations to the host for obtaining 3 magic options: Exterminating God, Extinguishing Dragon, Extinguishing Evil, Talent Enhancement Liquid, Legendary, 9 kinds of magic weapons with different attributes, low level, 10 magical sublimation spars, and 100 bottles of recovery potions, 100 bottles of magic recovery potions. After receiving the rewards, Sol Luo knew the specific purpose of these rewards in an instant. The first is the choice of the 3 major magics. Sol Luo can choose one of the magic of extinguishing the gods, the magic of extinguishing the dragon, and the methods of extinguishing the devil. These 3 kinds of magic are all lost magic, and they are also magic with great potential. As for the talent enhancement liquid, legend, it is extremely powerful. As long as you take this booster, your magic talent will be raised to the top, reaching the level of Ziref. You know, Ziref is the strongest magician of mankind, and his talent is so strong that almost no one can compare it. The 4 studies of the other party alone are enough to shock the council. Sorceress Pulse Bomb FES, Forbidden Magic, R System, Time Backward, Solar Eclipse, and the Book of Ziref. Among them, Fez is enough to destroy the magical particles of a continent, the R System can resurrect the dead through sacrifices, and the Solar Eclipse can travel through time nodes, return to the past or go to the future. As for the Book of Ziref, it contains countless powerful dark magic and demons. Ziref's ability to make these is not unrelated to his strong magical talent. If Sol Luo takes the talent enhancement liquid, legend, not to mention that he can produce so many tricks like Ziref. But it can definitely make his talents full, thus accelerating and becoming stronger. As for the 9 magic weapons with different attributes, they are all relatively powerful low-level magic weapons. Among them are swords, guns, daggers, etc. And the 9 attributes are fire, water, ice, wood, thunder, wind, ground, light, and darkness. The magic sublimation spar can improve the magic quality of the wizard, up to the level of S-level magic power. Restoration potions and mana restoration potions literally mean restoring injuries and restoring mana, respectively. It can only be said that it is worthy of an upgrade package. Chapter 20. The Magic of Incarnation of Gods. After reading everything out of the gift pack, Sol Luo first took the talent enhancement liquid, legend. Then he felt that his absorption of magical particles had accelerated. The current speed is definitely more than 10 times higher than before. Moreover, the magical knowledge in his mind seemed to have broken the shackles, and he had more ideas. It seems that several high-level magic can be created at any time. Call. Press the distracting thoughts in your mind. Sol Luo's gaze was on the magic of his choice. Destroy God, Destroy Dragon, and Destroy Evil. Both are very strong lost magic. These 3 kinds of magic can be said to be very exciting. However, Sol Luo took the lead in giving up the method of destroying demons. The devil-killing method is mainly to restrain the devil, and as the number of times is used, it will gradually enter the demonization. With the ultimate spell, Lord of 10,000 Demons, Sol Luo doesn't need this thing at all. In other words, the Lord of 10,000 Demons is not only the nemesis of demons, but also a power that can gain stronger power by devouring demons. The strongest method of destroying demons, developed to the end, may not be able to overcome the end of its heyday. But the ultimate spell, the Lord of all Demons, can definitely surpass end. In this case, the monkey knows what to choose. As for Mi Shen and Mi Long, this made Sol Luo entangled. Dragon Slayer magic is very strong, after all, the strongest in the Aslant world is Acknowledge. The opponent turned into a dragon after he had practiced the dragon-killing magic to the extreme, and was stained with too much dragon blood. It also slaughtered more than 90% of the ancient dragon clan, creating the status of the Dragon King. Destroying magic is not weak. The magic of the God of Thunder, the magic of fire, and the magic of the sky in the original work. All belong to the powerful magic. It's just that the user's abilities are limited, and they can't exert the strongest power. This is also related to the limitations of the destroying magic, which was transformed by the ancients based on the destroying magic. But there is also a problem with Dragon Slayer magic. That is the fear of transportation. After thinking about it, Sol Luo asked the system, can the weakness of Dragon Slayer magic be eliminated? And whether the upper limit of desperate magic can be increased. Ding! This optional magic is the strongest and the strongest magic. If the host chooses the Dragon Slayer magic, he will get the Dragon Slayer magic, which can consume all elemental magic to restore mana and stamina, and eliminate the weakness of the fearful vehicle. If the host chooses to destroy the gods, he will get the magic of the gods of destruction, which can swallow all elemental magic to restore magic power and heal injuries, and after breaking through the upper limit of magic, he can be transformed into a god. The systematic answer surprised Sol Luo. He is not surprised that Dragon Slayer magic can eliminate weaknesses. It's the destroying magic, which can turn into a god. The world of Aslanti has the shadow of gods. Ziref will become immortal because of the curse of the god Angsur Ramel, the god of life and death. Just a curse, let Ziref become like that. This is enough to prove how powerful the gods are. The demon's destroyer magic can break through the upper limit of destroyer's magic, and eventually become a god. This alone made Sol Luo unable to refuse. Of course, more importantly, he already has the strongest magic talent. In the future, just look for a chance to catch the Dragon Mother Irene and get the most primitive dragon-killing magic. Then it is also possible to develop a dragon-killing magic that eliminates side effects. In contrast, this is the only one that can break through the upper limit. Decided. Choose Destroyer Magic. Sol Luo made a choice. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the demon's destruction magic. In an instant, countless complex magical knowledge poured into Sol Luo's mind. It took more than 10 minutes before Sol Luo reluctantly accepted it. But his expression was extremely excited. Devil-slaying magic can swallow all magic. This is somewhat similar to Acknowledge's dragon-killing magic. It's just that the dragon-killing magic swallows the magic, and can restore the magic and physical strength. The god-destroying magic is to restore magic power and heal injuries. In addition, the higher the frequency of the use of the magic of the demon slayer, the more the amount of God's power Sol Luo gains. As long as he has enough power of God to shape the body of God and create the magic of God, he can completely transform into a true god. I have to say that the level 2 guild package is really great. Whether it is the devil's magic, or the strongest magic talent, all make Sol Luo's potential infinitely higher. I'm a little looking forward to the higher level guild package in the future. Sol Luo sighed, looked at the guild panel, and then looked at the rest of the guild package. These things, whether it is a low-level magic weapon or a magical sublimation spar, Sol Luo can't use it. For him today, these things are too low-level. But for Mirajane and others, these things are pretty good and can be of great help. But Sol Luo is not going to give them directly to Mirajane. As the president of the guild, Sol Luo must consider the development of the guild in any decision-making. This is directly for nothing, and it is easy for the guild members to feel like they get something for nothing. Once this feeling is formed, it is very detrimental to the future development of the guild. The blood of the devil, natural gems, etc. previously given out can be regarded as a gift for the newcomer. But if you continue to send things for no reason, it's a bit too much. If in the future, every guild member is used to taking things for nothing, then it will be over. After thinking for a while, Sol Luo began to have a preliminary idea about the use of these resources. If a member of the guild does something that contributes to the guild, then some can be given as a reward. In this way, not only can the guild members get an increase in combat power, but also the guild can further grow, allowing everyone to work hard in the right direction. This is a good development path. As for the detailed regulations, Sol Luo plans to do it later. Because he has one more thing right now. That is to check the new function opened by the system, the magic library.